Hey guys, what's up? It's Monkey. I'm back for another video. In today's video, we will be continuing What If Super Saiyan God Never Existed, continuing the Moro arc. In the last part, we started this arc off, and I think it started quite well, with not too many big things changing. However, we are going to start seeing some major changes. Before we do get into this, please make sure you leave a like. If we get this video to 150 likes, I will upload the next part faster. Also, make sure to subscribe with post notifications on, and please leave a comment down below telling me your thoughts, and make sure you join my Discord server and follow me on Twitter, which is my @AblazeMonkey. But with all that said, let's get right into the video. So I want to take a few steps back and focus on a few other things in the story. First off, I want to mention that Piccolo has gotten the ultimate form in the time skip between Frieza and Moro. I didn't mention this previously, but yeah, he decided to get his potential unlocked just like Gohan by the Elder Kai, which led to Piccolo achieving the Mystic form. I also do want to mention Gohan, Goten and Piccolo would set off in the ship around the time Vegeta and Goku got defeated by Moro and recover, which means they should arrive in 3 to 4 days. So yeah, this is actually going back in time a bit. But Gohan, Piccolo and Goten all get on the ship made by Bulma, quite similar to the ship Goku used to get to Namek. And yeah, they all train quite hard. This allows them each to get stronger, especially Goten. At one point, the ship actually has an issue and needs to temporarily stop. After stopping though, Goten senses an energy a bit far away, but close enough, and asks if they can go and check it out. Gohan decides they may as well go, even though Piccolo says otherwise. And they visit this mysterious planet, which goes by the name of Planet Vampa. Strangely, there seems to be no life on this planet other than a few monsters, and when they land they only find these strange creatures. Until they hear an old man scream, "Broly!" From the side of a cliff. A man named Broly soars out at an incredible speed and he punches Gohan, who powers up into his ultimate form. He begins fighting this strange guy, who must be the one Goten sensed, and their fight quickly becomes a brawl. Gohan, however, has a good sense of movement and technique, and while Broly is just trying to smash Gohan's face in, he's able to technically use multiple different attacks to neutralize Broly, who only knows how to use brute strength. Now, this does sort of anger Broly, and Gohan does try to go to the logical solution by telling him to calm down, but Broly has other ideas, and so the two continue to fight. Now, Gohan is holding back a lot since he doesn't really want to hurt this guy, but he's still using a decent amount of power. Eventually, he sees an old man who yells for Broly to stop, to which Broly gets shocked by his collar when he doesn't. Gohan is shocked by the old man doing this, who apologizes for Broly's actions and introduces himself as Paragus. He explains his situation, and Gohan and Piccolo are shocked to learn of these two being stuck on this planet, being Saiyans. In any case, they helped them and nursed them back to health. Gohan has a feeling his father Goku, who's also a Saiyan, and Vegeta may know what to do with them. Piccolo also mentions Vegeta, which catches Paragus' attention, but he decides not to say anything. However, he does think in his head, so it would seem the prince has survived. Needless to say, they take Paragus and Broly in, giving them new clothes, and they explain that they live on a planet called Earth, but they are currently heading toward planet Namek. Paragus does actually agree to go off to Namek, so Broly and Paragus join Gohan, Piccolo and Goten. With Broly, they are actually able to do much better training, shocked by his growth. Goten especially sees huge gains from this, so yeah, an extra sparring partner in Broly is definitely going to help. More time passes and eventually they get to Namek, and around this time Goku and Vegeta would have rushed Moro and they are now fighting him in space. We see Kaioken Ikari Goku, followed by Primal Ikari Vegeta, attacking Moro. Their fight with him is intense. However, remember, Moro has restored his magic, so it's not going to be easy. Needless to say, they put up a pretty good fight, landing lots of punches and kicks. Vegeta even firing a Gallic gun. Moro makes good use of his magic and even swallows the Gallic gun. He eventually flies too far out into space. Goku blasts after Moro, grabbing onto him, and he uses his instant transmission to take themselves back to Namek. Moro blasts his aura, sending Goku flying, with a big bang attack from Vegeta, who flew down, helps Goku out. It's at this point that Gohan, Piccolo and Goten all arrive, with a weakened Goku and Vegeta still fighting Moro. Piccolo, who got telepathically told by Esker what's going on, explains the situation with Moro and such with this. They tell Broly they need his help, and Paragus agrees, and as they all fly out, Broly rockets out of the ship, zooming at Moro. A surprised Moro doesn't see Broly coming and gets absolutely decked in the schnoz, being sent flying through a couple mountains. Moro quickly recovers, however, and we now get a fight between Moro and Broly. Interestingly, these two are polar opposites. While Moro is all about being a trickster and magic, Broly is all about brute strength and learning as he fights, continuing to grow with raw energy. This makes their battle a really interesting one, with Broly not holding back at all. Moro, however, in a league of his own when it comes to his magic and strength. Using parts of Namek, he's able to overwhelm Broly and basically start beating the crap out of him, sending him to the ground. Moro continues to hurl pieces of rubble and other things at Broly, which send him crashing down. He continues to fling Broly around until he's flung into a nearby lake. Moro laughs, assuming Broly to be finished as he sinks down into the water. But from the lake, a green glow shines. The water begins to get turbulent, and Broly emerges, screaming in his new form, the Ikari form. Yep, the form that everyone has, and Broly has just achieved instantly. Everyone is shocked watching this, and they're even more shocked to see Broly achieve Ikari so quickly. The fight ensues with Moro taking actually major blows from Broly, who is in a blind rage. Broly has been known to be quite powerful. During this time, a confused Goku and Vegeta got clued in by Gohan, and everyone basically figures out the whole story of what's going on, because they didn't understand who Broly was, they didn't know why Gohan and Goten were here. But yeah, Ikari Broly continues to fight Moro, who now actually realizes Broly could be a great asset to him. Moro flies back and begins to drain Broly's energy, not realizing that angry Broly just continues to grow and grow in power. So as Moro drains Broly off his energy, Broly just gets more and more energy and just gets stronger and stronger. As the two fight, Broly kind of just becomes a battery for Moro. Eventually, Paragus arrives on the scene and he sees Vegeta. He screams at Broly to take his attention away from Moro and to go after Vegeta. Broly turns around and he sees Vegeta. He screams, infuriated at the sight of him, and lands a punch straight to Vegeta, who powers up straight into Primal Ikari. Vegeta now begins fighting Broly, confused. He thought Broly was on their side. Broly screams, landing punch after punch. Vegeta on the defensive, trying to really just defend himself, more confused as to why Broly suddenly attacked him. Moro takes advantage of everyone now distracted by this to power up. He senses the galactic prisoners arriving, causing him to chuckle. They arrive in their ship and begin pouring out. At this point, the Z fighters have no choice but to fight them, and they all rush in. Goku, who can't keep up to Kaioken Ikari due to Moro absorbing their energy, fights in regular Ikari, being up multiple of the prisoners with both of his sons. Piccolo, however, has other ideas. He decides to go after Moro. Piccolo has heard plenty of the atrocities Moro has committed on Namek and is sickened. He hasn't hated a villain this much in a while. He screams, powering up to Mystic, vowing to avenge all the fallen Namekians. Moro so brutally killed. They begin to fight, Piccolo using many of his techniques, showing the power Namekian can possess. Moro is surprised at his strength. He did not know that there were Namekians of this caliber that existed. Piccolo tells Moro to shut up as the two continue their battle. Meanwhile, Vegeta and Broly are still fighting. Vegeta manages to land a blast to Broly, which sends him flying. Now, during this arc, Vegeta still has had the same redemption as in the original, and this adds fuel to the fire once Paragus explains that his father was the one who banished him. Vegeta is surprised to hear this, but continues his battle with Broly, who continues with his flurry of attacks. Vegeta now decides there's nothing to hold back, and that he may as well just kill Paragus right here, right now. Meanwhile, Piccolo is still battling Moro, and he's starting to get tired. Moro's expert use of magic is slowly overwhelming him, and of course there's still his energy absorption. There's not much he can do. Piccolo goes for a last-ditch effort, chucking as many blasts as possible into the sky, using his Hell Zone grenade, but Moro easily manages to tank this, and shoots towards Piccolo, going for a killing blow. Only for Piccolo to block it, still being stabbed though. A weakened Mystic Piccolo is left defeated as he staggers backwards, Moro's arm not completely piercing through his belly. Moro sees Vegeta and Broly still battling out and flies towards them. He immediately attacks Vegeta, stopping him from finding Broly and killing Paragus. And he explains to both Paragus and Broly that he heard their story and is so sorry to hear Vegeta would do something like that. Moro basically explains, since they both have a common enemy in Vegeta and all of these guys, they should team up. Paragus grins and decides that yes, they should. He tells Broly, still in his Ikari form, to come here now. Interestingly, Paragus is doing exactly what he did with Frieza, but instead with Moro. Yeah, so Paragus and Broly are teaming up with Moro after Moro obviously helped them stop Vegeta. Paragus could care less of how evil Moro is or the fact that these Saiyans killed Frieza. He simply wants revenge against King Vegeta, and Moro is currently the best way to do that. Meanwhile, Moro has decided to partner up with Paragus for one simple reason: Broly. Moro leaves to feast on energy and planets, and what does Broly offer? a lot of energy. So Moro knows with Broly around, acting like a battery, he'll be able to grow much stronger considering he's actually quite weak right now, weaker than in canon. Mirus tries to jump down and catch these guys in the net, but a mouth blast from Broly quickly occupies him. Mirus yells for them to stop too, to which Moro now slowly flies up. Paragus and Broly stood next to him. He grins, as we now see the prisoners who were fighting Goku, Gohan and Goten retreating. Goten, however, isn't finished just yet. He sees one of the prisoners not retreating, a man by the name of Sagambo. He rushes in and punches Ikari Goku in the face, with Goten powering up a Kamehameha. Everyone begins to sense Moro draining the planet of his energy as he flees, and Gohan goes after Piccolo, realizing Piccolo's energy is rapidly fading. He sees Moro flying away with Broly and yells for him to stop. Moro looks down, seeing Gohan stood by an injured Piccolo, and chuckles. "And who might you be?" Gohan sees Paragus and yells to Moro, "You'll pay for what you've done. I am the son of Son Goku, Son Gohan!" He fires a full power Masenko, which Moro barely avoids. He looks down at Gohan and grins. "Well, Son Gohan, I'm a bit busy at the moment, but there will be a time when I will kill you. Until then, I hope you'll be able to get stronger." Gohan grits his teeth. He had been filled in by Mirus and everyone else who Moro was. True evil, rotten scum. Killing all these Namekians, it was downright despicable. Gohan screamed at Moro. He promised him he would be the one to defeat him. His magic meant nothing to Gohan. With this, Moro flew into his spaceship, accompanied by Broly and Paragus. Vegeta, Goku and Gohan again to go back to the Galactic Patrol ship, Gohan carrying Piccolo's body, which has a massive stab wound from where Moro tried to kill him. But Goten is still fighting. Yeah, Goten is fighting Sagambo. The fight begins, Goten being clearly outmatched. Base form Goten is far weaker than Sagambo, and he is being pummeled. Goten has been training hard though, and begins to use his smarts and technique to fight Sagambo. He calls Goten a pint-sized brat and punches him in the gut, sending the kid flying. He stands back up. However, Goten has a lot of resolve. He isn't one to give up so easily. He powers up, rushing Sagambo. Goten continues to fight him, and he is ultimately losing. He feels disappointed in himself. He did so much training with so many people. Broly, who betrayed him, Piccolo, his brother, and his father. Even Vegeta and his rival Trunks, he's still losing. You see, since Trunks had gotten the Ikari form and surpassed him, Goten had been working toward the Ikari form himself. He wanted to get stronger, but the form had always eluded him. No matter how hard he tried, he just couldn't get it. But no more. As he fought Sagambo, he got increasingly angry. He is Son Goten, son and brother to some of the mightiest warriors in the universe. He won't let himself be defeated by some crook. He now powers up and shouts at him, landing a punch. Sagambo fires an energy blast, damaging him. He stands up weakly, still refusing to give up. Sagambo laughing. He'll kill this kid. Goten looks around. He's all alone. He has to beat this guy alone. Goten now screams. He will beat this guy. His energy spikes as the ground of Namek cracks beneath him. Moro up in space has now begun absorbing the planet of all its energy, which causes the planet to set ablaze, leaving it in ash and fire, similar to how it was left in the original when Goku fought Frieza and Super Saiyan. It's everywhere is covered in flames now. We see Goten screaming as a yellowish aura surrounds him. He begins to access the power of an Uzaru as his eyes take a yellow color. He screams, "He can win this!" He now powers up, achieving the same power as Trunks, and the same power many others have. Ikari Goten. Yes, Ikari Goten shoots towards Sagambo, elbowing him and then kicking him, shocking the brute. Sagambo, who is sent flying, is now blasted into the air by a full power Kamehameha. He recovers and sees a disappointed Moro and decides to leave Goten. Sagambo flies away, and Goten falls to the ground, deciding he has to fly back to the Galactic Patrol ship as Sagambo retreats back to his own ship. With Goten flying back to the Galactic Patrol ship, Moro absorbs the last of Namek, completely destroying the planet. Besides him, not only is there the galactic prisoners he freed, but he now has made some new allies, Broly and Paragus, who will be good to kill Vegeta. Meanwhile, on the Galactic Patrol ship with Mirus, everyone is shocked to see Ikari Goten fly in, who powers down. Everyone now properly regroups, everyone being filled in on who Paragus and Broly are, and who Moro is, and how this unlucky event suddenly collaborated with each other. They decide that they're going to need to train. Goku and everyone else still asked to train with Mirus, but Gohan, who hears about Moro's abilities, has other ideas. While Gohan does want to do training with Mirus, he only wants to go into Earth's time chamber with him for a few months. Meanwhile, Goku and Vegeta begin intensive training with Piccolo and Goten. also participating. They all gear up to train so that when they next need to face Moro and Broly, they'll be ready. And that's where we're going to be leaving things off for right now. A pretty good part. We had sort of mini mishmash of the Broly movie and the ending of the Moro arc, with Broly teaming up with Moro, and with Piccolo, Goten, and Gohan all intervening midway through the Moro arc. Things were pretty interesting, especially with Goten achieving Ikari. If you did enjoy this video, please make sure to hit the like button if you would like the next part to get out as quickly as possible. Also make sure to get this video to 150 likes, and make sure to subscribe with post notifications on so you never miss an upload of mine. Also make sure you join my Discord server to join the community, as well as following my Twitter at ablazemonkey. But with all that said, I will see you all in my next video. Later!